Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this card making project. In this card making project we're going to be using a few elements from the Grace collection, and I'm going to be using one of Anna Griffin's gorgeous glitter stickers. So I'm starting off with a folded card that I've made from an A4 sheet. Now this card was in the Grace collection. I've cut it down to A4 size and then I've folded it in half. Well, I've scored it and folded it in half to create my card. Now I'm just going to show you what size it is on our cardometer, and let's have a look. So it shows that it's an A5 size. This is the A4 and that's the A5, as you can see. So it's quite large on our scale, but I know you like to see what size they are so that you've got a comparison. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add an insert. Anything that I use, that if there's a link available for it, I will put in the description box at the bottom. Please, click show more, because then it'll show you all the details. So for the insert, I've taken a sheet of A4, I've trimmed it down by very nearly a centimetre all the way around. I've folded it, scored it and folded it in half, and then I've added a stamped message in the middle of the fold, and it says 100 hearts would be too few to carry all the love I have for you. And that's from the Say Anyways range from Anna Griffin. I've stamped it in black and just added that as my sentiment. And then on the back of the folded piece that we've just added, as you've just seen, I added tape on one side, so then that makes the insert for the card. So that's going to be our base. The next thing that I've got is a sheet of paper that I'm going to add to mat and layer. Now this is from an old range from Anna, but I just wanted something to back the card with, just so that it's not too blank. I've gone around the edge of this with decorative scissors, and I've literally just inked the edges very lightly with a burgundy ink pad. So I'm just going to pop this to one side for now, because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to mat the glitter sticker onto a piece of paper just to give it a little bit of colour from the background. So all the stickers are peelable on the back, and you simply peel the background away, and that reveals the adhesive on the back. And I've taken the large square frame and I'm just going to place it on top of this gorgeous pink paper, just for a little bit of a contrast. There we go. I'll just press that down, and I'm just going to snip away the corners because I'd like them just to be the same shape as the frame. So there's just 4 little points that need to be snipped away, and sometimes the devil's in the detail. So you could use any paper or cardstock to back the sticker with. So I've just, it just so happens I've chosen a nice deep pink. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this onto my card. I've already got double-sided tape on the back of it so that it will go on easily. And now I'm going to be using my card long ways, and I want the frame to go slightly to the top. I'm going to just turn that round slightly to the top, and that will sit nicely on there. So we're just starting with the background of our card. The next thing that I've done is, and I know you're all going to like this bit, I've done some paper folding for this card, and we're just going to add 2 strips of double-sided tape through the centre of our frame. Now, I'm going to talk as if you're doing this with me. I've literally let the tape go too long past the bottom of the frame for when you make it. There is a reason for this, because we're going to go over the bottom of the frame. So I'm just going to peel away my tape and at both sides, but you don't want the glue any higher than the top. So I'll peel this off and let's just get that tape going like that. And I'm going to fold that little bit back down because I don't want any adhesive over the top of the frame. So next, what I've done is, in a previous episode we did some paper folding with some squares, and we folded them into a square. I'll put a link at the bottom, but what we did was we folded the paper half into half into half and half again, if you can remember that. I will put a link so you can see how that's done. Now, I've made 8 squares in a green paper that will match the frame. You could use any, but 4 of them I've actually stuck down. So we've got 4 that are paper folded like that, and then there's 4 that are paper folded but they're flat. There's a reason for this. So the 4 that are paper folded and not stuck down, we're going to literally place in the centre of our frame. Now, I've measured these so that they fit, and the measurement was just 2.5 inches and 2.5 inches square, and that gave the square to be able to fit. Now, depending on whether you use card or paper, it might just vary slightly, so it's the case of just play around with it, try making 2, and if they fit across, then you've cracked it. So we've got the 4 open ones at the top, and then we're going to put the 4 that are stuck down underneath those. So really we're making 2 rows of folded squares, but we've only got 4 that are open. Now the bottom 2 go over the edge of the frame. Don't worry about it, and don't be thinking, oh Anne-Marie, that's a bit messy, because at the moment, yes, it does look a bit messy, but there's method in my madness. So those are our paper folded squares that sit in the centre. Next, what I've done is I've taken one of the elements from the Grace collection, and this is the 2 beautiful birds that's on a journaling pad, scrap, sorry, that you would normally write your journaling on. So I've taken this and I've got double-sided tape on the back of it, and I'm literally just going to peel the tape away, and then I'm going to pop this to one side of our card, and it's going to cover some of the flat folded paper at the bottom. So I'll press that down. I've only got tape on the back of the actual journaling section, not on the bird section. So I'll press that down, and next what I've done is I've got some gorgeous florals from a kit from Anna that was a card kit, and I've got these left over. So I've put 3D foam on the back of them, and I'm just going to peel the back of the foam away, and I'm going to place double one over the top of the birds, and then I've got a gorgeous large one here that I'm going to just pop at the other side, roughly there. And then there's another one that's a little bit smaller, kind of in the middle of the sizes, that's going to go roughly between the 2. And the sentiment, again from the Grace collection, just for you. I've put double-sided tape on the back of it, and this will slot nicely between the petals of one of the flowers, and like that one. That will sit nicely on our card there. And to finish it off, I've got a lovely pink bow, and I've put it on a glue dot, just a tiny little glue dot, and I'm just going to place it at the side of our sentiment to finish the card off. And that is a really pretty, interesting and different card. Something with a little bit of paper folding and your florals and your gorgeous glitter frames. And I think that anybody would love to receive that. I think it's so cute with the little birds and the flowers. If you've got any questions, please feel free to contact me. If you've got anything to say, anything to comment, please feel free. Give me the thumbs up if you've enjoyed this. If you want to message me, you can do it on Facebook, or you can do it on YouTube. Everything that you've seen will be in the description box. And I'd like to thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again next time.